Welcome. I'll be reacting to Outlander Season 4, Episode 13. I can't believe we're finishing this season. It went by so fast. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original. Look, it's the pendant! Are we finally going to get to meet him? Okay, now I'm excited. I've been wanting this storyline since we first heard about it. I can't believe I'm pausing this already, but they were playing lacrosse in the background. That is so popular around here. One of the universities I went to had a lacrosse team, and they were always all over campus practicing. I've never actually tried it, but it looked pretty fun. I think the indigenous people came up with lacrosse, right? Let me check. Yes, it was originally known as stickball, especially on the eastern half of North America. The games were seen as major events and took place over several days. Some of the goals could be miles apart. Wow, that would be an epic game. Some French Jesuits were the ones who first saw it, and they dubbed it lacrosse. As a result, it became popular in Canada, and by the 1800s, everyone was playing it. That's so cool that they put that in here, though. And it was subtle, it was just in the background. They brought a lot to trade with. All right, Ian, you're up.
Chakwaya D Sax. Ne lungwe. Ne lungwe. Ise sonwaya danino.
You.
We met a few months ago in North Carolina. What is he to you that you would come all this way? He's important to our family.
Claire, where's your pendant? It might be important.
We hope to trade with you.
Ondasun, Gatnigio, Ise Snegila.
Try this on. It's like new.
Yes, show that. I knew it.
It's all right. Would you be willing to take this in exchange for our friend?
No. We will not trade with you. You must leave us at once. Do not make me say it again. You must leave.
Now I want to know what happened even more. Does he know that she's a time traveler now? Oh, that looks good.
It was a long journey and a while since I've had a meal this fine.
I imagine it's better than whatever they were serving in the jail at Wilmington before it was blown to pieces.
I cannot argue with you there.
She sits on the porch and watches and waits. She was in much better spirits when Lord John was here to plan the wedding.
Oh no, he doesn't know.
His and Brianna's.
She cannot marry a redcoat.
She can, and she will.
You can't go in there alone. I'm not even sure it's safe to stay out here tonight.
Something's out there. I think Claire is right. They're being watched.
Don't move.
I'll consider giving it to you. If you help us get our friend back.
Very bold, considering we could take the stone from you by force if we wanted.
Why is this stone so important to you?
Many years ago, before I was born, a man came to us. He would not tell us from whence he came. He spoke instead of from when he came. His name was Dawine Onawila, warning us of our future. How we must lift our tomahawks, kill the white man, or the white man will kill you, he said. Kill them before it is too late. My grandfather, the chief at that time, said that Ottertooth must leave, for he would bring destruction. Ottertooth hid in the forest and ranted and raved.
That must have been so hard, knowing what was going to happen, the horror, and no one listening, and trying to change it, but it not being enough.
He would come back again and again. Banishing him would no longer be enough. Finally, they caught him. He faced them, and he talked. Even after one of the men struck him, he talked through the blood, spitting out words of warning. The nations of the Iroquois will be no more. No one will tell your stories. Everything you are will be lost.
His skull was with the stone.
How do you know that?
Tell them that you saw him.
And that Ottertooth's ghost walks with whoever carries it. Has he appeared to you?
Yes.
That is when he came to me.
Do you believe this Ottertooth to be right?
Yes.
Rescue the man that we came to take back. Then we will help you. Preserve the memory of the man who fought for your future.
It seems like they think he was more of a prophetic voice, an oracle, rather than a time traveler, and that Claire might have knowledge through him. So it looks like they don't know that she's also like him. What a tragic story, though. Working so hard to go back in time to warn his people, and kind of like Culloden. Happened anyway.
I just wanted to delay it long enough for Roger to return.
Thank Christ.
I think this plan will work. In the 18th century, a lot of times you could have an engagement go on for years, depending on the circumstances. So the two of them could probably delay it enough for Roger to get back, as long as word of her condition doesn't go around general circulation. So if she sticks close to River Run. Oh, go by water. That's clever. Rollo, be quiet. No barking. They'll need to time this just right. Oh no. Alright, Jamie's going full Aragorn.
I banished these people, and you brought them back against the wishes of the council. You will leave the village.
Oh no. She was just trying to do the right thing.
Dogface will stay in the village.
He's going to trade himself.
Take me.
What?
They walk out that stay.
As soon as can be managed, I'll escape. Come home.
I mean, there really wasn't any other choice because Jamie is really honorable and he gave his word.
What are you doing?
It's all right, Uncle. You're free to go. Stay, Roger. I'm staying.
I really like that they threw this in because from the very moment he stepped on shore in America, he's wanted to know more about how the indigenous people lived. He made the effort of learning the language, and he feels responsible for what was done to Roger, even though it was out of a good place, worried about Brianna. In a strange way, this actually kind of worked out. But now he's so far away, all the way over in New York area.
Oh, Ian.
How are they going to explain this to Jenny, though?
Then again, how worthy you.
I hope this isn't the last we see of him.
You were as stubborn as a mule then, and you haven't changed a bit. I cannot believe I allowed you to darken my door.
Those two have a thing. Yeah, uh-huh.
Come back to bed.
That was inevitable.
Breakfast is waiting.
Oh.
Let it wait.
I like that they're giving some of the older characters a romance too, not just the younger ones. Okay, this is the same ritual. Ian, you've got this. It reminds me of Klingons a little bit. You know, the thing that Worf went through? It was the rite of ascension rituals, right? With the paint sticks? It's been a while since I watched that episode of Star Trek. Keep going. Yes. Now you're getting it. Yes. It's like a really intense game of tag.
You will become one of us.
Yeah, he'll be alright.
Where were you when he attacked her, huh? You coward! Jamie! And Bree was angry with you, so you ran away. You left.
No, Jamie has a point here.
By the time we return to North Carolina, she'll have already given birth. It may not be your child.
Do you mean to stand by her or not? Because if you cannot,
Give him a minute.
Wait, Jamie, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Just give him a moment to think.
At least give him overnight. Roger has a pattern to him. At first, he's like, I'm gonna do the logical thing. Like right there, he's like, I don't know if I can handle this. Earlier, he almost ran off with the missionary, and he actually got partway away before he turned around. You know, he walked away after the argument. Didn't take long, though, for him to turn around and come back. He's just one of those people that needs a little bit of time to really ruminate on and come to a decision, which is totally normal. So I feel like he doesn't know what to do with this information right now, but knowing his character, the next morning, or maybe a couple days later, he'll be like, I'm going to Brianna. Whereas Jamie is a very different personality. He makes decisions split second, at least what I've seen so far. Very passionate, very focused. If he decides to do something, he just does it. No hesitation, jumps into it. And I think he's having trouble here understanding that Roger is a different kind of person. I feel like Roger is going to be like a few days behind them, knowing him. I'm not worried. I'm just imagining Roger is right now like standing at the stone circle with his gems, trying to go home again, and he's like, I can't do it. That American stone circle is going to be like, oh, it's this guy again. He's going to walk up and then step back. This episode has all of the best meals. I saw there was an Outlander cookbook. I might have to get it. I keep waiting for Roger to come in. Every time like there's a creak or the door opens, I'm like, look out the window. It's him. Look out the window. Is he being pressed?
He's ordered me to muster and lead a militia to fight the regulators. My first mission is to hunt down and
Marta.
kill the fugitive, Marta Fitzgibbons.
A lot of things happened this episode. This was just such classic Roger, though. So in character for him. He's one of those people that needs time to think, and we all either know someone like that or might be that way ourselves. For small decisions, I'm more like Jamie. I can make really quick snap decisions, especially if it's something that I know well. But when it comes to life decisions like this that Roger had to make, I need time too. And just to really sit and think about it, figure out my own feelings, what do I truly want? Because sometimes our initial emotional reaction to something isn't what we deeply want, and we need time to meditate on who we are, who we want to be. So if I were Roger, I probably would have reacted in a similar way of like, I don't know how to handle this information. What? Mixed in with, of course, blame for leaving her and having that happen that he was trying to deal with. So he's trying to split out, like, feeling terrible about, was this my fault? Was it not? And then, like, can I love that child or not? I don't know. I think this was a really realistic portrayal of a reaction by him, and that reunion at the end was so much more powerful as a result. If he had just heard the story and then gone, oh yeah, sure, that's fine, I would have been like, that doesn't seem realistic as a reaction. Whereas this felt genuine. I love that Marta and Jocasta finally got together, because there has been tension between them for quite a while this season. And it looks like the American Revolution preliminary stages have officially gotten started as of next season. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, for the audience, not for Jamie. He's going to have a terrible time. And then trying to negotiate going through this time period, knowing that they're on the losing side. I don't know how much Claire knows about the way they treated loyalists, but if she knows even a small amount, I would be worried if I were her. So I have a feeling that season 5 is going to be very uncomfortable and also a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it.